SABC News, independent and impartial.
From an African perspective.
Zambia's financial standing seems to be in dire distress and now making the country seek a postponement in debt repayment to its creditors, while other economic fronts are also in limping due to economic hardships. And the country is this afternoon yet to see what Minister of Finance is set to lay out the 2021 economic outlook as he presents the national budget to Parliament. Our Zambia correspondent, Arthur Skopo, shares the story.
Zambia's financial standing seems to be in dire distress, and now the country is seeking for a postponement in debt repayment to its creditors. In a statement made available this week, the Southern African state seeks to delay payment by 6 months in order to give the country a breather as it reorganizes itself. Zambia is seeking this debt relief on reasons that the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted negatively to its fiscal and macroeconomic fronts, according to Secretary to the Treasury at the Ministry of Finance, Fredson Yamba. Mr. Yamba says in a communique, open quote, a combination of declining revenue and increased unbudgeted costs caused by COVID-19 pandemic have resulted in the material impact on government's available resources to make timely payments on its indebtedness, leading to increasing debt servicing difficulties, end of quote. Hence, this call for debt suspension. Africa's second largest copper producers call for the suspension of payments to its three holders of the $3 billion United States bond comes as a distress as the country also looks at its $11.7 billion United States external debt. While other critical stakeholders in the country have raised concerns over government's intentions, Dr. Luminda Habazoka of the Economics Association of Zambia says it is a normal process which countries get into as they look at offsetting their debts.
Earlier this year, the Zambian government announced that they were going to restructure the debt, that is ought to make it more manageable. For that purpose, they contacted Lazard to help them advise and engage various stakeholders. From there, they engaged the other debtors, the World Bank, under the G20 debt suspension initiative, and the process is going. Now it's a turn for bondholders. So we don't even see the reason why the country is up in arms because this is a process that has been ongoing since early this year, and it's just normal. This is the engagement of creditors to ensure that that becomes more manageable.
Hitting from all fronts, the country's currency has continued to be one of the worst performing on the market, to now tagging within 19 and 20 kwacha per US dollar. Meanwhile, citizens are this afternoon yet to hear the fiscal layout that has been planned for 2021 as the country's finance minister, Waliangandu, presents the 2021 national budget to Parliament. On the other front, the annual inflation rate, as measured by the All Items Consumer Price Index for September 2020, increased to 15.7 from 15.5% recorded in August 2020, meaning that on average, prices of goods and services increased by 2 percentage points between the 2 months. The Jesuit Center for Theological Reflections, JCTR, an entity under the Catholic Church that focuses on the living standards of people through Chama Mundia, is concerned with the economic challenges Zambia is facing.
The percentage of the public debt as a percentage of GDP also rose from 21% in 2011 to over 100% in 2020. The nation's public debt has increased at an alarming rate, with external debt rising from $3.2 billion in 2011 to $11 billion as at the end of December 2019. JCTR therefore urges the government to make prudent decisions now before a full-blown debt crisis erupts, as payback time, particularly for the Eurobonds, nears.
Arthur Skopo reporting for Channel Africa in Lusaka, Zambia.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission said its investigations had established criminal culpability on the part of public officials in the purchase and supply of COVID-19 emergency. For more on this, Channel Africa's Kumbero Munjerere spoke to Herman Manyora, Kenyan political and social commentator.